Hello, I'm Marion Ginopolis, Superintendent of Lake Orion Community Schools, and today I'm at Carpenter Elementary School, and this is the last half day of school for Carpenter students, and I'm here with 4 wonderful students who may say a few things, but we're going to be having our final edition of Inside the Dragons. This is the last one for the school year, and there are 3 episodes that I know you're going to really enjoy. One episode, actually there's 3 things in there, are 3 fabulous graduations, Learning Options High School, the high school, and our Phases program. The second segment, you'll see our Waldon students in the 8th grade who had the opportunity to go to Lansing and lobby with our legislators. What their issue is, they are trying to make the eastern wild turkey the state official game bird in Michigan, which is really a wonderful experience for them. And then finally, our boys varsity golf team won the state championship, and that's the first time ever in the history of Lake Orion High School. So I know you'll enjoy these segments, but before I end, let me have our students wish you a happy summer.
Happy summer. Have a great summer.
Yeah, have a great summer and make sure you swim a lot and have lots of fun.
And
have a great summer.
Okay, thank you very much.
The Lake Orion High School graduation culminates a year in the Lake Orion Community Schools and 13 years in the district for the graduates. With 570 students completing their education, it was a celebration at DTE Energy Music Theater on June 11th.
Graduates, I hope you realize you have unlimited potential. You have the ability not just to fly like a dragon, but to soar like one and do extraordinary things. You have the opportunity to revolutionize the world by helping to change it. Congratulations, Lake Orion High School, class of 2019. Go Dragons!
As a class, you leave a stunning legacy. Record-breaking academics, award-winning programs, award-winning athletics, music, arts, leadership, and most importantly, caring for each other.
The high school embraced the school year theme of students learning from their mistakes and using them to build for the future. LOHS Principal Steve Hawley shared the message in his speech.
Each year, the staff at Lake Orion High School begins the school year with a central focus or theme to help guide and promote a building-wide collective mindset. The hope is that this theme will be carried into the classroom and beyond, permeating the thoughts of our staff and students to offer everyone a new or enlightened perspective. This year, we challenged everyone to build upon the theme of persevering through times of failure, ultimately leading and advancing each of us to greater success. The hashtag Failure Precedes Success was used as a reminder of the relevance this theme conveys to the many different aspects of a student's life. In September, every classroom had the opportunity to read the book Failing Up by Leslie Odom Jr. The book tells the amazing story of a young man that learned the importance of taking risks, aiming higher, and the necessity to never stop learning.
The 3 student speakers, Hafsa Usman, and leadership co-presidents Madison Eaton and Jason Donaven, each shared messages of humility, optimism, and inclusion.
We persevered in the face of adversity. Our failures have taught us modesty and changed our perspectives. One of the most humbling moments in my high school career came when I confidently proclaimed the wrong answer in front of the class. It turns out that the acceptable response to, why did the author make the curtains blue, is not because he likes the color blue. For every wrong answer, there was something I learned. Failure is crucial to the learning process.
Erase una vez, once upon a time. Once upon a time, 1,360 days ago, we all took our very first steps through the doors of Lake Orion High School. Some of those steps were hesitant, like mine, unsure of the journey that lie ahead. Others more confident, excited to take on the next 4 years of our lives. Nonetheless, every step through those large front doors was the step of a Lake Orion dragon. Through these halls walked the finest students in the nation. These 10 words stared back at us every single day of our 4 years of high school. Some of us barely took notice. Others, more aware, took notice, but maybe brushed these words to the side. However, one thing is for certain. Words are meaningful, and they have the power to move. Through the halls of Lake Orion High School, the finest students in the nation did walk, where everyone was welcome and everyone was important.
From the time we were born, we were destined to be dragons. And being a dragon doesn't fit just one type of person. It's something that's in all of us. Being a dragon means finding what you love. Thank you. Means finding what you love. Finding your passion. There we go. Being a dragon means finding what you love, finding your passion, and letting yourself become one with it. This might mean playing a varsity sport, but it also might mean being a part of a club or pursuing a trade or technical craft or excelling in honors and AP classes. My point being, the dragon spirit is all about you.
One by one, the students strolled the stage, pondering all the years that built to this, as their families and friends cheered from the audience. What mattered in the end for the graduates and their families came with the turning of the tassel and the official certification of moving on.
Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Ready?
Congratulations, dragons! We have graduated.
The Learning Options program continues to grow, including more students each year. That became the largest graduating class in program history this summer, with 47 Options students walking across the LOHS auditorium stage. In trademark fashion, Options Supervisor Kristin Sliwinski reminded the crowd how much she and the staff cared for the students.
Today, 47 students succeeded in completing their graduation requirements, and I'm crying because I cry every year, and it makes me so proud and emotional. And that is the largest graduating class we've ever had. So, I'm extremely proud of our district. Through this program, we can provide students an environment where they can really reach their full potential and succeed.
You know, this is a special way for our Board of Education and the administration to really recognize what has happened over the time that you have been in our program. As Mrs. Sliwinski said, tonight we're celebrating 47 students who will be graduating. And as a whole, this graduating class has a lot of great plans ahead for them. Some of them will be furthering their education at community colleges or colleges, secondary training schools, going on to different careers. Some of you are going into social work, broadcasting, political science, and so forth.
The Options graduation is among the most impactful of all the Lake Orion community schools because of the students involved. Each student's speech is personal, sharing that student's unique journey to reach this special high school conclusion.
But right away, I found out that each teacher cared for me as a person. The color of my skin didn't matter. They helped and cared about me for who I was. At Learning Option, we were given so much freedom. This helps each student grow and brings out the best in each of us.
And I'll say my time at Lake Orion High School was like pretty tough. I didn't know where I was going with school and with my grades because I wasn't taking school as serious as I should have been at the time. And I was more worried about having fun and honestly everything except the right things. So
I think change is a game that plays with your mind. It's what you take away from it. I've gone through a lot of change, and I must say that the change that I've gone through has good and bad sides. Like I said, it's what you take away from it. That's what you learn in the end. I feel as if whatever you go through will make you stronger in the end. What doesn't kill you does make you stronger.
Every student at the graduation had his or her own story about why options was the best fit. But all were the same theme. They were glad the opportunity existed. For the students in the Phases program, they complete their school education at age 26, then step into the real world. This year, 7 of those students moved on, each who were an important part of opening the new Pine Tree Center building. Their completion ceremony was attended by family and friends, many who became emotional as the graduates entered. As with many of the programs at Pine Tree Center, graduation began with an introduction and the national anthem.
All right, welcome everybody to the 2019 graduate ceremony of Darcy Bestie, Michael DeTore, Brandy Gorski, Anthony Piglet Jr., Aaron Trusper, and BW. At this time, let's rise and face the American flag for the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see?
Each student's connection to classmates and journey through the Phases program was captured by Superintendent Marion Ginopolis.
Darcy, raise your hand so everybody knows who you are. Darcy has been with the Phases program for 8 years. He loves soap operas, and in his free time at school, you can find him catching up on one of his favorite episodes. He's gentle, he's kind, you can put your hand down on him, and you are determined. Sometimes they call him the stealth ninja because he often sneaks from the classroom and he goes to see a friend and say hello. We love you very much, Darcy. Ready to give him a round of applause. Is new to us this year, but he's left his mark on all of staff's heart. He's very creative, he's expressive dancer, and he has no problem whatsoever showing you his moves. Brendan is always so considerate. He's the first person to ask, what can I do for you? He's a great guy, and he always asks on Mondays, how was your weekend? Your only female up here. Brandy, this was her one and only year with the Phases program, but you never know it. She's made fast friends, and everyone in her class just loves her. She's won over everyone's hearts, not only as the other students, but all of the staff members. She's sweet and sassy.
After the graduates, their Pine Tree Center classmates joined them singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then they departed. At the end of the ceremony, the graduates formed a receiving line, allowing everyone attending to shake their hands and appreciate the students' success. For years, Waldon Middle School teacher John Gray imagined his students becoming activists for a natural resources cause. Gray has long been an outdoors enthusiast and has received numerous awards for his connections as a teacher. This school year, he found a perfect teaching partner in social studies teacher Jillian Fuller, and was able to combine his focus with the idea of teaching the legislative process. The students and teachers decided to petition for a bill to make the eastern wild turkey the state game bird. So after finding a willing supporter in Representative Howell, the Waldon students were invited to testify in Lansing before a hearing. Upon arriving, they met with Orion Township Representative John Riley in his office.
So we in the fall, I approached Jillian and said, hey, do you do how a bill becomes a law? And she says, yeah, that's part of my curriculum. So okay, here's our opportunity to integrate something.
Yeah.
And
so did you have the idea about this specific bill, or was it a general idea you just wanted to do a bill?
No, I actually thought about doing the game bird and doing the turkey and figuring it would be a good fit. And I had seen before that there were school groups that have introduced similar bills.
The next step was to visit legislators in their offices to lobby them for support of the bill. The students created turkey calls to hand to the legislators.
Eastern wild turkey, the Michigan State game bird.
Okay.
We have this turkey collar for you.
All right.
There's a video linked there that you can see how to use it.
Okay.
We hope that you will support our bill in committee and when it's introduced to the House.
All right. Well, thank you.
Sitting before the Natural Resources Committee with Chairman Howell was the day's primary objective.
We do argument writing and learn about the outdoors and conservation and science class, so we thought this would be a great integrated project to be able to combine the two classes and do this project. So we wrote argument letters. We learned about the North American model of conservation and how hunting and hunters support conservation. And we delivered those argument letters to you at office hours in Lapeer, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own since then.
After John Gray's introduction, the students took their seat, each making a strong argument for the bill and their position.
I believe the eastern wild turkey should be Michigan State game bird. The first reason the eastern wild turkey is the best fit for Michigan State game bird because of its benefits to hunters with its unique calls and diverse vocalization.
If Michigan adds the eastern wild turkey to its state symbols, other states will quite possibly want one too. If all 50 states had a state game bird, Michigan would be looked back upon as one of making an impact.
In Michigan, there are many significant things that represent the state. For example, the Petoskey Stone and the American Robin. I believe that Michigan needs a state game bird, and this game bird should be the eastern wild turkey. For example, 89% of all wild turkeys are found in the U.S., and wild turkeys have exceptional winter survival.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of a tradition here to make something a state symbol when it becomes a big part of our lifestyle in some way.
The eastern wild turkey should be one of our state game bird because it has an amazing conservation story and it has a rich history in Michigan.
Excellent educational project under your belts. Anyway, in terms of procedure, just so all the students know, our procedure is we do a public hearing first, which is what this meeting consists of. At some future point, we will consider the bill itself as to whether we would amend it, approve it, refer it, or whatever we did with it. But it's been very good for all of us this morning to share this, and I've had more fun this morning in this committee than we ordinarily do.
The most successful athletic school year in Lake Orion High School history closed with a bang. The Lake Orion High School boys golf team became the third state championship team from the school in 2018 and 19, capturing the Division I championship on June 8th at the Fortress Golf Club in Frankenmuth. After winning the county and regional championships, the Dragons raced out to a 10-shot lead after the first day of the tournament and spent the second day making sure it stayed that way. They ended up winning by 11 shots, shooting a .606 for the two-day event.
This is something that, it's like a dream, but now it's become a reality. We knew that we could do it, and we put in a lot of hard work.
This is just a great moment, We worked really hard for this all season long, and we dreamed about this starting off the year, and we started off kind of slow, and we built up momentum, and then Reamer came back. And we just said we had a great year. Andreas came through, and Hay turned it around, and they kind of picked me up. I had a really good start of the season, and then today I had not my best stuff, but Sue really helped us out by winning individual medalists, so it feels really good.
Having Justin Swee on the team proved to be a major difference. Swee forced a playoff for medalist honors and then closed it out on the second playoff hole. Gallaher has coached the boys golf team for 18 years, and this was their first serious championship run as a team. So it meant as much to him as the players.
I just feel kind of a little numb right now, and I've known that we could do this. I mean, we're just a great team, and but finally seeing it happen is just, oh my gosh, it's winter chicken dinner right here in Frankenmuth. We went to team dinner last night and talked about how it starts fresh, right? Then when it's all done, we got a few strokes that we can take off of our final score. So that's how we approached today. We didn't play great. Oh my gosh, the nerves. I'm a very calm person, and I can't imagine what these kids were going through.
Thank you. See you next year.
Inside the Dragons is produced by the Lake Orion Community Schools in partnership with Orion Neighborhood Television. For up-to-date news and information about the Lake Orion Schools, visit our website at lakeorionschools.org and watch us on Comcast Educational Access Channel 22 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99.